So 2025, it's 11:47 p.m. right now, and this is my 2025 year in review and my goals for 2026. 2025 felt like such a rush. Perhaps my perception of time has been altered by my time on Earth. Or maybe it's just my new polytechnic schedule screwing up my memory. Like, the second semester goes into the new year, so it doesn't particularly feel like a new year compared to when I was in secondary school. Regardless, I like to spend the last remaining minutes of the year to look back on what I've done and what I hope to achieve in the following year. I think I used this exact same line last year in my review last year, but let's keep things consistent. Firstly, the title for my personal song of the year goes to okay, wait, there's too many. Let's do a list instead. Okay, here we go. Posthumous. Okay. Here goes. Posthumous Forgiveness by Tame Impala. I love both parts of the song, and I especially like the end of the first part where all of the instruments come in with the synth. Either on or off the drugs by JPEG Mafia, the AI soundtrack sounds really good, and his rapping complements the backtrack really well. I remember reading a comment somewhere about how he's like collaborating with the instrumentals rather than trying to dominate it like other artists. Okay, I'll list off the rest really quickly because I don't want this to become some music review. Hurts Me by Tory Lanez, Lose My Mind from the F1 Movie by Don Toliver and Doja Cat, Hijack by A$AP Rocky, Nangs by Tame Impala, I Get It by the Travis Scott and Ghana AI remix. Okay, that's it for the music portion. What I've done well in 2025. So I think last year my goals consisted of getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, making a certain amount of money, and making a new friend. Safe to say at least one of these things were achieved. It's the YouTube thing. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Not on this channel, of course. It's on another channel that I've been working on. Very surprisingly, I think I've got it within the first few months of the year. Sorry. I think it was not long after my birthday in March when my football video went somewhat viral, and I managed to gain a few thousand subscribers off it. And I remember being pretty amped up about that. I also became monetized then, which felt quite crazy. And then I received my first paycheck from YouTube as well a few months later, and that was quite surreal. I don't recall earning much money this year though. I didn't get a job or anything. I guess the YouTube thing was my only source of income. I got like a couple hundred off of that. Excuse me. I started dabbling in some investment after turning 18 this year, and trading as well. And I think I've made a couple hundred. Sorry, not a couple hundred. I think I made 100 off just investing into index funds. I also lost 100 buying into Bitcoin. Best believe I'm holding on to that shit. I also and this is probably one of the highlights of my year. I made like $200 off buying cases in CS2. I'm not really sure if this counts as investing or trading. I bought a bunch of Danger Zone and Prisma 2 cases in the midst of the panic, and I sold it after like a week or two, which was pretty cool. I made like $200. Not gonna lie, I think I've lost more money this year than I've gained. I upgraded my PC for making videos. I bought some monitors as well, and I bought this fancy new Herman Miller chair for my back. And as for the friend part, I think more than anything, I've grown to appreciate those around me, and I am content with their presence. Okay, but for real, I think this is one aspect of my life I could really touch up on. I'm really antisocial, and I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I don't know why I wrote this here. I do know why. I guess it's just part of my human nature, man. I don't know. a few days back I was putting some shots up at the court and this other dude rolled up and he started sharing the court with me, and we helped each other like save the ball and stuff, and we passed to each other. And there was this point in time I took off my earphones after my call finished, and I asked him if he wanted to play one-on-one. I shouted. I didn't really shout. I just said like, you want to play one? You down to play some ones, bro? But then he had his earphones in, so he didn't respond at all. And I kind of just left it at that and continued shooting. And we never played. Man. I'll try to work on this in 2026, man. I don't know. It's just the initial barrier part. I think I just gotta learn how to initiate conversations, you know. I guess this works as a good segue into what I plan to do in 2026. I think, okay, so that's my first goal, right? I think my general guideline to live by in 2026 will be to find joy in what I'm doing, rather than doing the things I enjoy. I often hear the saying, find your passion or do what you love, or do what you enjoy. Truthfully, I think I would be lying on my bed and scrolling reels all day because that's genuinely what I enjoy. But obviously this isn't very productive or beneficial to me, so I think being able to find joy in difficult things and overcoming these difficulties, and then finding more difficult things to do, is ultimately how I should be approaching things in life. Take LeetCode for example. I've been trying to brush up on my programming skills, and one of my goals next year will probably be to finish 100 LeetCode problems. I could take the easy way out and just do all the easy problems and feel good about myself by the end of the year, but I don't think I would stand much to gain from that, right? Or very little at least. So I'm not gonna do that obviously. I'll try to mix in some medium problems and possibly even some hards. And right now, medium problems are already pissing me off because one medium problem probably takes me like a few hours to really understand and drill down, and it's quite frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, but it is rewarding when I finally complete it. So I hope this makes sense. Finding joy in the things you find difficult. So I'd also like to put myself out there more often this year. I remember reading or hearing a phrase that goes, too many of us are afraid of losing dignity when we don't even have any to begin with. And this was something I found very personal. Too personal. I'd be afraid to speak up at times because I don't want people to think differently of me. But I've come to realize that they wouldn't even think of me otherwise, so like, what the fuck? Henceforth, I'm setting a goal to publish a video weekly in 2026, like this one, to the public, and hopefully make some posts on LinkedIn as well. Regardless of what it is, I just want to put myself out there to step out of my comfort zone. Finally, I really want to step up my trading and investing knowledge. I want to learn and immerse myself as much as possible into the markets, not particularly to make any money. Of course, it'd be good to make money at the same time, but just to experience being in the market, right? I've dipped my toes into it this year, but truthfully, if you were to ask me anything about the markets right now or what the current state of the world is, I'd be so clueless. So yeah, being knowledgeable and reading up on things. I'd also like to put in some trades, learn about the different products there are out there, and hopefully make an algorithm or start to backtest my strategies with my programming skills. So this is where my programming ties in from earlier. And okay, finally, I think I've said this almost every year, but I also really want to stop using my damn phone all the time. So my last personal goal would probably be to refrain from touching any short form content like YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, because I get so distracted by these and they are such a huge time sink. Yep, that's it. It's 11:57 PM right now. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2026.